Thank you all for joining this webinar on Copilot capabilities in Dynamics 365 business applications. So we have a very packed agenda planned for today. So let me start with a brief introduction about myself. I'm Abhilash. I'm part of EMEA's sales team here at LevelShift. And today's focus is going to be on Microsoft's Copilot, which can help you reimagine productivity across both your finance and operational systems. So let me walk you through the agenda for today as well. Before we get into that, we would also like to understand you a little better. So if you are available, please feel free to drop your name and role within the chat window, along with your goals and expectations for this webinar and what you're trying to learn from here. We'll try to address that during the session, and we hope we can match your expectations and also deliver value for the time that you're spending here. So this is the agenda for today. We'll start with a brief introduction about Microsoft's Copilot capabilities, which will be done by our Microsoft expert, Nuran Albana, who is the Copilot solution specialist here at Microsoft for this region. And it will be followed by specific Copilot capabilities on top of Dynamics 365 Business Central and Finance and Operations. Both of these sessions would contain areas of demonstration, live demonstration, where we showcase a specific Copilot agent and its capability, which will be followed by a very brief video of other agents to give you an introduction to other versatile capabilities of Copilot as well. Finally, we have a dedicated Q&A session. Whenever you have any queries or questions that you would like us to answer, please feel free to drop them in the chat window. We'll try to address as many questions as possible during the course of this webinar. So to start with introduction, let me welcome Nuran Albana. Nuran, the stage is yours. Please feel free to share the screen and take it forward from here.
Okay, thanks a lot, and welcome everyone to our meeting today. And thank you, of course, for your time for this webinar. Thanks also to LevelShift for having this session about the Dynamics 365 Copilot, the Business Central, and how the Copilot actually can assist us throughout our Dynamics environment. Let me start by introducing myself. So I will be your focal point as a Copilot specialist inside Microsoft, covering Gulf area. So my name is Nurhan Al-Banna. Thank you, of course, for inviting me to this session today. Let me start by sharing my screen so we can take it ahead. Please let me know once you can see my screen. Can you see my screen or not yet?
Not yet, Nuran. I guess it's still loading. Yeah, it's coming up.
Okay. So today's discussion is about one of the very important tools that we have in the market right now, which is the Copilot. So today's organizations are looking for ways to increase productivity, empower their employees, accelerate innovation, while also maintaining the high standards of security and compliance. And this is where the M365 Copilot or the Microsoft Copilot address these priorities by bringing the power of generative AI directly in the tools that we use every day. So the M365 Copilot or the Copilot that we provide to the organization is actually embedded inside your tenant. That means that the Copilot will be embedded inside your Microsoft environment. We want to envision every employee to have a Copilot, their trusted AI assistant. We want an AI assistant that will be able to understand you and your work context to provide you with a very personalized yet professional user experience to interact with. So that means that you as a user will be using the Copilot or your AI assistant, in this case, related only to the environment that you have, whether it was the Copilot itself or the agent's environment. So that means that what you're going to use is the agents augmented with the Copilot to add the skills, to add the knowledge, to automate tasks, the business processes, all of this. Just like everyone today has a smartphone with many apps, we envision the world in which everyone will have Copilot with many agents. And this is the new era of using the technology. So we want to deliver the highest impact from the AI to the users, yet to be only related to the organization that they work with. So, to understand more about the pace and the volume of the work in the past years. So, of course, Microsoft as a technological company prefers to analyze changes using data rather than the dogmas. So this means that Microsoft used the data resource to understand more about the work trend index. What is the work trend index in the latest years, in the latest couple of years, let's say, what is happening after the AI started to invade the market? So we have analyzed that today we probably all agree on several points. We receive too many mails, attend too many meetings. We are provided with more than one meeting recording. We have multiple back-to-back meetings. So our work is often interrupted by chat messages, by phone calls, by mails. So this is exactly the work trend that we started to see after the COVID, or after we started to work more on the internet rather than in office face-to-face. That means that we can see right now that almost 60% of our employees admit to struggling with time, with energy to perform their work. So they spend too much time searching for the information during the day, whether to search on the SharePoint, search on the files, search on the OneDrive, the Power, to open the chat, to open team chat, anything. So for instance, when you need to create any document, an analysis document, you may spend 3 hours researching for the information, and even you might not search to the relevant part. So that means insufficient searches, which wasted time. So among our day-to-day tasks, it has been also observed that we consume 3 times our meeting more than that we had back in 2020. And that's, of course, after the virtual meeting started to invade our world and started to use it for an easier access to our work environment. How is this impacting after using the Copilot or after transforming to the AI? That means right now that we started, and this is reported by our users, by the way, that 70% of the Copilot users said they were more productive. 68% said it's improved the quality of the work. That means that now the users can find the information easily. They can extract reports in just seconds. They can get to the information that you want to get. In over a series of tasks, writing, summarizing, reporting, providing charts, providing tables, working on the dynamics, working on the finance, on the sales. So that's why we can see a huge benefits from the Copilot. Even 77%, once you use the Copilot, you cannot give it up. You will get used to using the Copilot. You will start to see how much it affected your productivity, how much started to affect the outcomes that you use. So after that, it will come the next level that you can even delegate tasks to the Copilot. So the Copilot will act as your intelligent AI assistant embedded within your Microsoft application. That means your teams will be ready to use it every day. It helps the employees with drafting emails, summarizing meeting, analyzing the data, creating presentation, connecting to different environments, connecting to the work environment that you work with, allowing them to spend more time on the strategic work instead of the admin work. Any questions so far?
No questions as of yet? Yeah.
I'll take it as no. Okay. And that led us to the creation of the M365 Copilot. So the M365 will be your AI companion for work, your AI assistant at work. That means we will bring all of this as part of a natural language inside your AI, inside your environment that you work you with it every day. That means that the Copilot will be able to pull your documents, pull your emails, calendar, chats, meetings, contacts, and other business data, which is part of your Microsoft Graph, along with the part of the web grounding and the internet. So you have the two capabilities right now from the Copilot, the ones connected to the web grounding, and the other one connected to the work ground, the work data that you work with. And this is the customization capabilities that we have over the Copilot. Also, it will be part of your M365 applications. It will be part of the Dynamics environment. All of the environments that you have inside Microsoft will be empowered by the Copilot right now. And one of the very, very important things that we look at when we talk about the Copilot is the security features. Yes, many people use external AI tools. Yes, people are using it as they bring your AI tool inside the environment. But again, that imposes at a huge risk of security. So what does that mean? That means that I can go to my own company. I work at a XYZ company, and I have an external chatbot. I can open the chatbot and ask about anything. The next level, I will not ask it about anything. I will ask it to do work for me. And that means I'll go copy and paste my company sensitive data, and I will paste it inside that external AI tool. That means that, again, my company sensitive data, my company information is shared over an external application that will use it over the internet and can be shared with millions of users right now. What about the Copilot? The first thing is about the Copilot. It is designed with enterprise security, privacy, and compliance at its core. Unlike the public AI tools that we may use, it is not used to train their models. The Copilot doesn't use any of your organization data to train the underlying model of the large language model. We are using the models that are in the market. We are right now empowered by Cloud, empowered by the latest GPT models. All of this are part of the Copilot. Also, the Copilot only access information that the user have access to it. So it respects your own information, your own identity controls, your own access policy. That means that if an employee doesn't have an permission to access documents, Copilot will not be able to retrieve it or expose that information. With a huge list also for the Copilot security features that we can provide, along with empowering also the employee with the agents. And I believe I will leave this part for the Copilot in Dynamics to LevelShift. They will take it in much better version. Any questions so far?
Whatever questions you may have, please feel free to post them in the chat window. We'll be happy to answer them.
Yes, please. Now, to just talk about even more about the Copilot, let's jump to the Copilot itself inside of for finance, for example. So the Copilot for finance will be able to empower our finance professions with the AI capabilities. So for example, the finance team spends significant amount of time gathering data, reconciling accounts, preparing reports, analyzing variances, even to responding to the emails from their business stakeholders. So it can collect all these activities, repetitive, time-consuming activities, and it can start to regulate them for you. It can start to prepare the emails for you. So what makes this solution unique is the ability to understand the natural language. So instead of navigating multiple reports, multiple systems, a finance user can simply ask questions like, show me the top expenses this quarter, explain variance in operating costs, summarize outstanding receivables. So here, the Copilot will use also the Microsoft Graph to securely access business contacts and your Dynamics environment. By integrating the ERP and the financial systems, the Copilot will be able to automate the reconciliation, streamline the financial analysis, and accelerate all the reporting that you can do with the ERP system. So now we have started how the Copilot can support our system. I will leave it back the floor to LevelShift to take it to the agent side.
Thank you, Nuran. Let me share the screen. Okay. Hope my screen is once again visible to everyone. Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much for that insightful introduction to Copilot, Nuran. So to briefly summarize Nuran's introduction and to take a segue into our core demonstrations further down. So now if I ask the question out there, like how many of us have asked ChatGPT, Copilot, or any other AI tool to summarize an email or draft a new content, the answer would obviously be most of us, right? The core context or core purpose of this webinar is to bring that into your existing ERP solution, that everyday experience of AI to enable you to do your day-to-day processes faster, smarter, and with high level of intelligence in hand to help you make decisions. So that is where Copilot comes into play. Copilot offers the unified intelligence platform across all your applications within Microsoft, as Nuran explained earlier. And it also allows you to naturally interact with your systems so that you can achieve a high level of productivity. While doing all this, Copilot always adheres to high level of security and governance, which also follows the inherent business processes and workflows that you have set up within your systems. So as I explained earlier, we want the session to be as interactive as possible. So whatever questions you have, please feel free to put them in the chat window. We'll address it in the Q&A session downwards. So the first section of this webinar introduction is over. Now we are getting into the Copilot capabilities on top of Dynamics 365 Business Central. So think of all these agents that you see in the screen right now as your AI teammates. So these agents not just answer your questions and give you insights, they can actually execute business processes for you to save time and help you spend that valuable time where you actually need it. So these Copilot agents can actually execute and create sales orders and purchase orders while having the capability to manage master datas, financial journals, and even invoices. To explain more in detail and give you a detailed demonstration, let me welcome our BC experts, Saurav and Jennifer. Saurav, over to you. Saurav, you can proceed to share the screen. Apologies, everyone. A little bit of technical glitch. Give it just 1 second. Yes, Saurav, please go ahead.
Sorry, I was not able to unmute myself. Yeah, Abhilash, maybe you can share the screen. Yeah, and I will explain if that's fine.
Sure.
Yeah, thanks.
Proceed, Saurav.
Thanks. So, as Abhilash mentioned, in addition to the AI agents which are provided by Microsoft as part of the standard Business Central application, we as an organization, as part of our Business Central capabilities, we have developed some of the AI agents which you can see on the screen. So, I will start with the most common of them all, which is the master data agent. Now, as you all know, in every ERP implementation and not just Business Central implementation, master data upload or master data code forms a core part of the implementation. So with the help of this agent that we have built, you can accurately create vendor, customer, item, in fact, any master data that you can think of in Business Central through AI-driven data creation and validation. So you can issue simple commands through the agent against your Business Central database, and it is going to create those appropriate master data. And it also keeps in mind and respects the standard Business Central validation. So if you are kind of punching in or keying in any kind of incorrect information, which the system is not able to process, it is going to throw an appropriate error. The next in line is the purchase order agent. So this purchase order agent, as the name implies, it helps to create, update, release, and finally post purchase orders in Business Central. And as we know, there are a multitude of fields on the purchase order interface. You can create a purchase order with a bare minimum set of mandatory fields. So this process will help you to kind of do a quick purchase order creation and further processing in a rapid, quick way. Same with the sales order agent. It's just does the same thing, only on the other side of the spectrum. It will help you to kind of create, update, as well as release, and then post sales orders using very simple natural language English commands. The drop shipment agent goes one step up from what the previous ones do. So drop shipment is typically, as you might know, is a standard process in Business Central where the sales orders are first created in the system, and from that we create purchase orders, and then the material is directly delivered to the end customer by the supplier. So this drop shipment agent will help you to kind of completely automate the process. It will create a sales order first, release the sales order, and then convert the sales order into a purchase order. And finally, you will be able to post both the sales order and the purchase order document in Business Central. The financial journal agent, this is the one which is which we have built from an accounting point of view. In Business Central, at different times, we post different kinds of agents. It can be a general journal, it can be a payment journal, it can be a cash receipt journal, or a recurring journal. So this financial journal agent tries to replicate the process of creation and posting of general journals in Business Central through guided AI-assisted workflows. Again, it's a simple command base, and there is some kind of an interface also where you can put in the necessary details in order to create and then subsequently post the journal in BC. The purchase invoice agent, so this is basically caters to the process mainly for service companies, like, for example, who does not have inventory per se, but who processes expense or service invoices. So this agent will help you in creating, updating, and then posting the purchase invoice. And you can also share the purchase invoice report in a Teams channel with the user. So it does it automatically, everything behind the scenes. And finally, we have the sales quote agent. That's kind of a multi-step agent, I would say. So first, it helps you to create and release a sales quote in the Business Central, and then you can use the commands, the prompts, in order to convert the quote to a sales order and then process the sales order further. So these are some of the agents that we have built kind of as part of our LevelShift capability, in addition to the standard agents which Microsoft provides in Business Central. So any questions from anyone before we move on to the demonstration?
No questions so far. I think people will be posting questions later on. Yeah, we have a question from Muhammad Adil Mughal. Muhammad, please feel free to post your question in the chat. We'll request Saurav to answer them immediately. While we are waiting for the question from Muhammad, if anyone else also have any questions or queries, please feel free to put them in the chat and we'll respond to that. Hi, Muhammad. Yes. So Mohammed has asked how to get more than 10 line items in the output of Copilot 365.
So, Mohammed, just to ask, I mean, you mentioned more than 10 line items in the output. Is it like, I mean, are you trying to get some information from Business Central, or is it like a generic query? Because the agents that we build actually, I mean, there is, I mean, no such restriction in terms of the data. You're talking about SQL database on premises. No, the one thing to add here that all these AI agents that we have built or Microsoft has provided are part of the Business Central SaaS implementation. Business Central on premises or the legacy version NAV does not have the AI capabilities. It is only built for the SaaS version.
So yeah, Mohammed, if you have additional questions, please feel free to include them here. Hope Saurav was able to respond to your earlier ones. If we are not able to respond to it within this webinar timeframe, we'll be happy to have a one-on-one discussion wherein we can explain this in detail and address your queries further down. Thank you for your question, Mohammed. So if anyone else has additional questions, we'll be happy to address, or we can do it at the end of the Q&A session. Okay, Mohammed, looking forward to connecting with you. So yeah, Saurav, can we proceed with the demonstration from Jennifer?
Yeah, Jennifer, over to you for the demonstration, if you are ready.
Yeah, thank you, Saurav. So, hi everyone, I'm Jennifer, working as a functional consultant at LevelShift. So, today I'll be demonstrating two of the Copilot agents in Business Central. One is the financial journal agent, and next is the inventory agent. So, let me share my screen. Yeah, hope my screen is visible. Okay. So I'll walk you through the functionality of each agent and show how they help automate the key business processes. So let me navigate to the financial journal agent. Okay. So basically, let me give you an overview of this agent. So this agent streamlines the creation and posting of the general journal entries in Business Central. So let's see a quick demo. So first, I'm going to give a prompt saying that create the general journal. So it will be asking us a set of information in order to create the journal, like the template and batch name. This is just for representation purposes. I'm just giving the data here. So I will enter the GL account number. Posting date, it's today's date. I will do just a document number and amount. It's just for representation purposes. So balance account, I'm selecting as GL account. And for example, I'm selecting a rent. Yeah. So I'm going to give submit here. So what will happen is the general journal line has been created. So if we go to Business Central and if we refresh, 1 minute. Yeah. So if we go to the general journals, we could see that the batch is automatically created. So select the template. See, it's automatically created, whatever the information which has been provided to the agent. So now we are going to post the journal. So let me give a prompt saying that post the journal. So now it will ask for the template as well as batch information for which it would need to post the entries. So you have to provide that information to the agent. So now it has been posted. If we go back to Business Central, and if we um, search for general journals again, the lines would have been cleared because that has been posted. 1 minute, it was refreshing. So you can either post from Business Central or as well as via the Copilot agents. You have these two options. So if we see to the general journal, we could see that the entries has been posted. So it would be cleared there. Select the template. Yeah, so it's been posted. Also, in the agent, right, if I give the create journal prompt again, then it will add a new line in Business Central. For example, here we can have multiple journal lines. If we use the create journal prompt again, and we can post multiple journal lines as well. You can just give the prompt for the template and batch details. You no need to open Business Central. You can post multiple lines through this agent itself. Also, if there is any existing lines which has been created previously in BC, you can just provide this template and batch information anytime and you can post when required. So this is the functionality of this financial journal agent. Any questions so far? Shall I proceed with the next agent? So,
Good.
yeah. Next is the inventory agent. So let me give you an overview about this agent. This agent basically monitors the inventory levels of the purchase replenished items and identifies the items that have fallen below their reorder point and creates the purchase order in Business Central. So I will show you a demo. First, I'm going to give a prompt saying that get the list of items which has the replenishment system type as purchase in the item card. So it will fetch the details for us. So it will basically check the inventory level of all the items present in the system. It would take a minute to fetch the data.
While it's fetching the data, we have one more question
Yeah, sure.
from the user. So Mr. Saeed Al-Hadwan has asked, do we need to have a Copilot studio to build AI agents?
Yes, of course. We are building this agent in the Copilot Studio.
So, Mr. Saeed, to answer your question, these agents that you have seen right now, which our team is demonstrating and presented in the earlier slide, we have built all of this utilizing Copilot Studio. Saurav, if you would like to add anything, please feel free to.
Yeah, the action has been completed.
Yes, as my colleague Jennifer mentioned, those are built using the Copilot Studio. However, from a technical perspective, if I go into a little bit into the technical side of the things, we have used the MCP server, the Model Context Protocol server, which is provided by Microsoft as an intermediary layer to connect between the Business Central database and the Copilot Studio. So there are some built-in connectors for Business Central, which Copilot Studio provides, not just for Business Central, but for other ERPs also, which we are utilizing. And obviously behind the scenes, there are some developments, some coding that we have done in order to build this agent. So this particular inventory agent, which my colleague is demonstrating right now, it uses Copilot Studio as the front end, and behind the scenes we use MCP server and some APIs, API integrations in order to achieve the results. Hope that answers your question. Just like
Okay. So now the agent has retrieved the items, list of items where the replenishment type is set to purchase in the item cart. So now from the list of above items, I'm going to get the list where the inventory level of these items fall below the reordering point. So now it would give us a consolidated list.
So to answer your question, Mr. Saib, on the difference between Copilot Studio and AI Foundry. So Copilot Studio is basically a low-code SaaS tool for business users to quickly build conversational agents. I mean, obviously, there can be some development involved also, as you see in the current agent we are demonstrating. But Azure AI Foundry is a more complex, it's kind of a pro-code platform for developers to build, customize and govern complex AI applications and multi-agent architectures using data and models. So the landscape is far more complex when it comes to Azure AI Foundry. But from a Business Central perspective, at least, the Copilot Studio serves the purpose. Hope that answers your question, Mrs.
Thank you, Saurav. So from the above list, 20 items fall below the reordering point. So from the here list, I'm going to select the list of items for which I'm going to create the purchase order. So I'm now sending this prompt. So now this agent will automatically create the purchase order for the provided items. For example, for multiple items, we have the same vendor. Then the Copilot agent consolidates all into a single purchase order. If these items have a different vendor, and for each vendor, it will create a separate purchase order. So once it's created, I will show you in Business Central. So now it's creating the purchase order. So the purchase order has been created successfully. So let's go to PC. So purchase orders. So this is the order which we created for the items which were falling behind the reorder point. One minute, it's opening. So the order has been created for the list of items. So since these three items share the same vendor, a single purchase order has been created. So the agent only creates the purchase order. The releasing and posting of the order should be performed manually in Business Central because it would require the user's review and approval before it can be processed. So these are the two agents. Any questions? If you have any questions, you can drop it in the chat. So I'll stop sharing the screen. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Jennifer. We do have a question from the audience, but we'll try to answer it in the dedicated Q&A session later at the end.
Yeah, sure, Abhilash.
Let me share my screen once again. Okay, hope my screen is visible to everyone. So yeah, thank you for that detailed demonstration of the agent's capabilities, Jennifer. So getting into the other capabilities of the agents that we presented earlier, we wanted to present it through a brief video. So let me start the video. Hope everyone can hear this as well.
Welcome to Business Central Copilot. your intelligent AI companion designed to enhance productivity, improve accuracy, and deliver instant insights across your business. Copilot brings together a powerful set of features, including sales line suggestions, marketing tech suggestions, AI-powered data analysis, natural chat assistance, bank reconciliation assist, e-document matching, late payment prediction, inventory forecasting. The key benefits of Copilot include increased productivity, improved data accuracy, quick insights, and easy accessibility, helping you work smarter and complete tasks faster. In this video, let's explore how Copilot enhances your Business Central experience. Copilot Analysis Mode. Let's begin with Analysis Mode, one of the most powerful capabilities in Copilot. In Analysis Mode, you can simply describe what you want to analyze, and Copilot generates the results instantly. For example, if you type, "Summarize last year's sales by customer," Copilot processes the request and displays a clear summary of sales values for each customer. You can rename and save your analysis so you don't have to repeat the same question again. Saved analyses automatically appear inside Copilot, allowing you to quickly revisit important insights anytime. Analysis mode transforms how you understand your data, helping you make decisions with speed and confidence. Next, let's look at Chat with Copilot, your AI assistant for natural, conversational help. Click the Copilot icon to open the chat window. You'll see helpful default prompts such as, "How do I release a sales order?" In the same way, you can select or create prompts like, "How do I create a sales order?" "How do I create a purchase invoice?" Simply choose a prompt or type your own question, and Copilot instantly responds with the steps you need. You can also ask business-related questions like, "What is my sales for last year?" Copilot retrieves the correct information and directs you to the posted sales invoices filtered for last year's data. Whether it's procedural guidance or data insights, Chat with Copilot helps you get answers instantly, without searching through menus or documentation. Copilot also helps you create high-quality product descriptions through marketing text suggestions. Start by opening your item card and selecting Draft with Copilot. Copilot automatically generates a compelling, product-aligned description based on your item attributes. If you want to change the tone, choose from preset styles like formal, casual, upbeat, or creative. Select your preferred tone and regenerate until you're satisfied. Once you approve the text, simply apply it to update your product. With marketing text suggestions, maintaining a polished product catalog becomes faster and more consistent. As we've seen today, Business Central Copilot is transforming how businesses operate. From analyzing data and answering questions to generating marketing content, Copilot brings AI directly into your daily workflow. These intelligent capabilities enable faster processing, improved communication, and immediate access to insights, all designed to help you work smarter, not harder. Ready to experience the future of business management? Start using Business Central Copilot today and empower your team to focus on what truly matters, growing your business.
Okay, so those are the other capabilities of Copilot within Business Central that we wanted to highlight. Hope that video did justice to Copilot's capabilities. Now, Saurav, we do have a set of common questions that we usually come across during implementations and interactions with customers, and we will answer these common questions, then also address the questions that you posted in the chat. Saurav, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Abhilash. So these are the most common questions that we hear from most of our customers when it comes to implementing the Copilot or AI-based solutions. So the first one is, how does Copilot help small and mid-sized teams who don't have dedicated analytics function? So this Microsoft 365 Copilot equips small and mid-sized teams with on-demand data analysis, turning raw spreadsheets into strategic insights. It eliminates the need for coding or complex formulas. allowing users to summarize trends, forecast sales, and visualize metrics using natural language. So it's kind of it's like you are communicating with the agent in simple and plain English. There is no complex terminology, no complicated things to do on the front end. Everything is taken care behind the scenes. It's just like natural language conversation to get the relevant data from the ERP solution in question. Your second question, the can Copilot speed up routine tasks like creating sales lines, product descriptions, and bank reconciliations? Absolutely. In fact, the bank reconciliation, there's an agent which is provided by Microsoft out of box on top of the standard Business Central, which can do automated reconciliation, and it's far better than the manual reconciliation. On top of it, obviously, sales lines, product descriptions. As I mentioned in my previous slide, that we have created a few agents to cater to the sales quotation, converting the quotation to order and processing, and obviously creating master data. So obviously, all these tasks Copilot can definitely speed up and take care of. Will Copilot work with our existing customizations, extensions, and app source apps? Yes, this is one of the most common questions that we encounter from our customers, and I can say yes, this is going to work with all your existing customizations or extensions or third-party apps which are already there in your Business Central environment. It respects everything, and it just fetches the data from the necessary tables or entities and then provides you with the data. How is our company data protected, and what does Copilot use to respond? So as my colleague from Microsoft mentioned previously, so the company data in Microsoft Microsoft 365 Copilot is protected through Enterprise Data Protection or EDP, which ensures your data remains private and never trains public AI models. And also Copilot inherits your existing Microsoft 365 access controls and permissions, which means users cannot prompt Copilot to see documents or any kind of data they would not otherwise have access to natively. And then finally, what does it take to enable Copilot? Licensing, setup, and admin effort. So as I mentioned, so in order to build a custom AI agent like some of the ones which we have already built and which I mentioned, so there is a bit of a customization or development involved, as we showcased in the invented agent. Behind the scenes, there is a lot of development which we've done. On top of it, obviously, there is a setup and configuration to be done in the Copilot Studio, and there is some administrative tasks also. And on top of it, from a licensing point of view, when it comes to the Copilot credits consumption, Microsoft has already two plans. Basically, one is a pay-as-you-go model from your Azure subscription, which you can use, or you can go with a prepaid plan also, depending on whatever is offered by Microsoft at that point in time. So basically, it requires, in order to build an agent, I would say it requires a mix of development, obviously a mix of setup and configuration, and administrative tasks, depending on the complexity of the agent. So hope that answers your the questions, or at least some of the questions that you might have.
Yeah, thank you, Saurabh. So if you have any questions related to Business Central and Copilot, please feel free to put them in the chat window. Likewise, we'll answer it later on. So we've just seen how Copilot enhances everyday operations in Business Central. Now let's look at how AI scales to support larger organizations with much more complex operations with Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. Enterprise level finance and supply chain teams usually handle thousands of transactions every day, right? So Copilot helps them simplify these processes by providing them intelligence directly within the applications your teams are already using. It helps with financial reporting, purchase requisitions, inventory management, and supply chain operations as well. So to give you an insight and introduction into the Copilot capabilities within finance and operations, let me welcome our F&O Copilot expert, Niveditya, to present a demo and take it forward from here. Niveditya, over to you.
Thank you, Ablash. Hi, everyone. So rightly, like Ablash explained, We know finance and operations manages critical business process across your finance, procurement, inventory, warehousing, as well as supply chain operations, right? The ERP system contains tremendous amount of business information. However, one of the most common frustrations that we hear from the users is not that information doesn't exist. It's that finding it takes too long for them, right? The sales team needs inventory information, finance team needs transactional details, and your operational team, they need visibility into stock and procurement activity. So the data is already available in the system, but users often spend a lot of time navigating through different screens and searching for information or depending on other teams to get answers. So that's when the Copilot agents that we built comes in. It changes the experience of the users by allowing them to interact with the business data more on a conversational manner and receive answers instantly. So today I would like to focus on a practical use case that uh, demos how Copilot can bridge a gap between you know two of the applications and help business users access information when they actually need it. Right. Before heading to that, this screen that you're looking at, these are the copilots that we as LevelShift have developed on top of FNO to address the common challenges across the different departments that I mentioned earlier. Let me briefly go through these capabilities, starting with the financial reporting and ledger insights, where using this agent, user can retrieve financial information like your vendor balances, ledger details, your trial balances, and also your journal statuses using natural language instead of navigating through multiple inquiries and report screens in FO. And for the automated journal and receivables processing, this Copilot can assist users in creating and processing a financial transaction itself in FO, but in a more efficient way where the agent guides them through their routine activity and also reduces a lot of their manual effort. That that being said, next brings us to the another area where we have built a agent, Copilot agent. This is on the purchase requisition and inventory management. So here, users can quickly check their inventory availability, identify if there is a low stock situation, and immediately take an action on it, creating a procurement related activity without having to navigate to different screens in FO. Right now, as we cover different departments, we also have agents for the administrators. Like we have a Copilot system admin agent that we have built, which basically can assist with common